Okay, so we're gonna go over how return types works with methods. So pretty much so if we were to call a method here, so in this part we can put in a return type. So let's say void int char string. So if we pass in a return type to be void, that means there's going to be no return type. So this is how we would work with a void method. So let's call our method name to be print grade, and we'll pass in our parameter grade. Let's call it grade GD. Okay, and then we'll have a series of if statements. If GD is less than 50, print out. So I'm going to use s.out to be system.out because I don't want to write it down multiple times. So s.out print line, and we'll print out f. Else if GD is less than 60, system.out.print line d. Hold on, I think I'm going to need some more space. So let me just quickly fix this. There we go. Okay. Else if GD is less than 70, system.out.print line C. Else if GD is less than 80, system.out.print line B. Okay. Else system.out.print line A. Okay. Oh yeah, and then add the semicolons at the end. Okay. So we have this method that will print out a string based on what your grade is. Okay. So if our grade was, let's say, 60, we would if our grade is let's say 60, we would print out this. Wait, sorry. Which one? Yeah, we would print out C. Okay, we would print out this because 60 is less than 70. Uh, Obviously 60 is not less than 60, but 60 is less than 70, so we'll print out that. So if we were to do the following, uh, call the method print grade, and then we pass in 60. This is literally gonna print out C. So this value isn't going to hold anything, but it's going to print out something because our return type is a void. We're not returning any. Void means we're not returning anything. So, so pretty much like when we call our method, we just execute through our method and print out anything that we need to print out, and then after we leave without like having this print grade 60 hold any values. Okay. But let's say we instead do the following. We have public static int print grade. Now this is going to be different. Now we have to have return types. So actually, I'm going to do char instead. Okay, so that means we have to have return types of characters. Return f, return d, return c, return b, else return a. Okay, now pretty much now when we call this method here, you would notice on your console log you're not going to get anything printed out because we're just returning stuff, but we're not using system.out.println to return any values. So if you want to see what our print statement should be, you would do system.out.println, and we would do print grade, and let's say my grade is 85. Okay, so this is going to print out our character A. So now one more thing, if let's say we put it in int instead, you're going to get an error because our return types all have to be int, like every single one of them. These are all string return types, so obviously we're going to get an error. So we would have to replace these with integer return types. So that's pretty much a comparison of void and other return types in Java. There's also like string return types, double return types. You pretty much get the gist of how they work. Our return would have to be a string, our return would have to be double, and so on.